Barring something unexpected, voters will be choosing between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton this November. But their campaign strategies couldn't be more different. The latest poll numbers show Donald Trump closing the gap in the wake of the FBI's decision not to charge Hillary Clinton for her email issues. They're now in a virtual dead heat. This despite an NBC report last month that Clinton spent $45 million on ads while Trump spent less than $3 million. That's both campaign and super PAC spending combined. The question is, can Trump continue his momentum while running a bare bones campaign? That's our topic this half hour. As always, we like to hear from you. You can weigh in with your thoughts on our Fox 26 Facebook page, or you can chime in on Twitter. Be sure to use the hashtag Fox26forlife. Joining us live in the newsroom, our panel led by our Fox 26 senior legal analyst, Chris Tritico. We have former U.S. Congressman Chris Bell joining us today, and Republican strategist and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. Good morning again, guys.
Good morning.
So how much does money matter in a campaign, a presidential campaign?
Well, I was going to start this segment off talking about conventional campaigning, but you can't use conventional and Donald Trump in the same paragraph, and so I had to modify the way I was going to talk about this. Donald Trump is everything that we've done in the last year in talking about presidential politics has changed with Donald Trump and the way he's run this campaign. I was reading a report yesterday, in almost 20 states he has either no campaign office open or almost no campaign structure at all. And he's spending virtually no money every month on campaign ads. He's doing a campaign based on social media, and he's in a dead heat with Hillary Clinton, who's spending $45 million a month. And it's, Chris Bell, stunning to me, the difference between the way these two campaigns are being managed, and yet he's in a dead heat with her at this stage. And I just want to ask you this, because this is what I want to analyze. Is this giving way to what? Are we seeing a new way to campaign? Is this giving way to social media as opposed to spending $1 billion on a presidential campaign? Are we looking at, instead of door knocking and phone calls and media buys, sorry ad team, to social media carrying the day?
Well, first of all, I don't agree that it's a dead heat. And if you look at other more legitimate polls, look, the media is going to try to say that there's all this momentum and it's closing and it's really close and stuff. And if you look at some of the polls that dig a little deeper, it's not that close, and she's going to win in a romp, I believe. So certainly it's going to change things in terms of campaigning, and some probably to the good. I mean, there's too much money spent, and if there's a less expensive way to campaign, that's all well and good, and obviously the money is spent to communicate, and so he has done so very effectively, but other campaigns are learning how to communicate effectively on social media as well.
We actually saw this trend with Barack Obama in 2008. I mean, he brought social media to the forefront in campaigning in a very brilliant way, actually, and it was the first time that we saw a major campaign embrace social media with the way that our president did. Donald Trump has taken it to another level.
Yeah, but he's not spending any money.
He's not spending any money. Right. Last time you asked that question, I told you. I did not feel that the fact that she had $40 million in her war chest and he didn't have any was going to be a problem, because if he wanted to put $40 million, he could. And so far, he has not, even in our primary, he did not spend hardly any kind of money, and he won out of 17 people. She's outspending him 15-1, and most polls show them in a dead heat. That tells us that whatever she's doing, these commercials, is not really helping the fact that she still has a very high unfavorable rating, and she's still mistrusted by a majority.
Most polls do not show her in a dead heat. Most polls show her leading in every battleground state except for Ohio.
All right, well, we'll come back to that in a minute, because while we're talking about social media, let's go to Sally, who's monitoring our social media.
Okay, we'll check in on Twitter from some viewers here. First, Cinnamon305 says Trump has no state organizations, and since he isn't actually self-funding, no money either. Can you spell disaster on an unimaginable rate? And then Trump Train 8 says, have to say I've been very impressed with Reince Priebus, the RNC chair. You can actually tell that he gets the Trump movement and he wants to win.
Well, Well, get past money and talk about organization.
That's where I was going.
Right, and organization always matters in a campaign. And so at the end of the day, both of them will have enough money. I don't have any doubt about that. The Republican Party will find a way to fund Donald Trump's campaign, but he runs it in such an unconventional style. At some point, you really do have to organize in order to get people to go to the polls. And if you're not doing that, you're going to lose.
And he's got about 20 states he has virtually no structure in. How's he going to campaign?
Well, it doesn't take much time to actually put the structure in these states. We've seen that. And his unconventional way of running a campaign has been working for him. What he and his team have in mind, I have no idea. We're going to see.
That's for sure. I think all of us.
We're going to see as it unfolds. But the fact that Hillary Clinton has had her campaign strategy, and contrary to what he's saying, The Hill, Fox News, the Washington Post all show that they are in a dead heat. But I will agree with one thing he said. You could find a poll that says she's ahead, and you can find a poll that says he's ahead. Right. The point of the message is that there are a lot of issues going on with Hillary Clinton. The fact that even though this email investigation has been dismissed, it was dismissed by saying she was incompetent.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. We'll be back in the next hour with two really good topics.
Yep, we're going to discuss the RNC convention coming up at the end of the 7 o'clock hour, so stay tuned for that as well.